Hi loves, are you ready to work? Answer. If it's yes, then you are not here by mistake. My name is Miss Ayi from Square Crocheting, and all I do here is to teach crochet tutorials. Today we are going to be making the Granny Square Crocheting Pants or Granny Square Crochet Pants. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always taking and staying. You are the real one. Let's get right into the video. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Crochet needle, scissors, darning needle, and stitch markers.
I'm going to be using this lightweight yarn for my project in black, white, yellow, blue, and purple. So let's get right into it.
We are going to make a slip knot, and this is how I make mine. So I pull and I tie, and after you are done making your slip knot, you are going to make a chain of 6. So make 6 chains, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and after the 6th chain you are going to slip stitch in the first chain you're beginning. So make a slip stitch. Okay, and after the slip stitch you're going to chain 3 and make a double crochet inside the hole. So you're going to make 2 double crochet inside the hole, 1 and 2. So the first 3 chains count as a double crochet, so meaning you have 3 double crochet. After your 3 double crochet, you're going to make 2 chains and make another 3 double crochet inside the magic circle. So 1 2 and 3. So you chain 2, make another 3 double crochet inside the magic circle, and 3, and chain 2 again and make 3 double crochet inside the magic circle. You're going to slip stitch now at the bottom, the beginning of the work of the 3 chain. And now going on row 2, you're going to make 3 chains. To begin row 2, you're going to make 3 chains and make a double crochet in the first hole. So you're going to make clusters of double crochet, 3 double crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochet in each hole. So this is 1 2 3, chain 2, and make 3 double crochet in the same space, 1 2 3. So this is what you have. You chain 1 and make another 3 double crochet, chain 2 and another 3 double crochet, 1 2 and 3. You chain 1 and make 3. So this is what you should be having. So make 3, 1 2 3, chain 2 and make another 3 double crochet, 1 2 3, chain 1, and now you are going to your final hole. So chain 1 and make 3 double crochet, chain 2 and make 2 double crochet, because your first 3 chains count as a double crochet. So you're going to slip stitch. So you should be having something like this. Row 3, make 3 chains and make 2 double crochet in the first hole. Always remember the first chain counts as a double crochet, and wherever you see a cluster now, you're going to make 3 double crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochet at wherever you see that, and wherever you see a hole, you're going to make 3 double crochet. I'm making a medium square, so wherever, don't forget, wherever you see a cluster, make 3 double crochet, chain 2, make 3 double crochet, and wherever you see just the hole, make 3 double crochet, and when you are ending, you slip stitch. Don't forget, when you are starting, you start with 2, you make 3 chains and make 2 double crochet, and wherever you see cluster, make 3 double crochet, chain 2, make 3 double crochet. I'm going to go around 3 times, and I'll meet you when I'm done. So I'm at the end, and I'm going to slip stitch now. So after slip stitching, I'll go around 2 times again, and I'll meet you when I'm done. I'm at the end, so I'm going to slip stitch now and chain 1 and cut, pull up and fasten my yarn. So this is how it should be looking like. To the multicolored square, just like you did for the black, you're going to start off by making a slip knot, and you're going to chain your 6, so make 6 chains, 3, 4, 5, 6, and slip stitch in the first one. After your slip stitch, you make your 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and after your 3 chains, you make 2 double crochet in the magic circle, 1, 2, chain 2, and make 3 double crochet in the same magic circle, 2, 3, chain 2, and make 3 double crochet again in the magic circle, chain 2, and make 3 double crochet in the magic circle, chain 2, and slip stitch in the first chain. So this is what you'll be having, and you cut it, and now we are going to join the white yarn, and this is how I'm going to join my yarn. You just hold it and pull through inside the yellow one and fasten it, and start making your 3 chains just like we did for the black. Put 2 double crochet in the first row because we already have the 3 chains which count as 1 double crochet, and now make your cluster, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. That's the cluster chain. Now chain 1 and repeat this just like we did for the black. The only thing changing here is we changing of colors. Other than that, everything is the same. And I'm going to make a medium square, so it's just going to be exactly as the black. So yeah, when you get to the last one, you chain. So you're getting to the last one. After your 3 double crochet, you chain 2 and slip stitch. So you are going to repeat this exact process. So you should be having something like this. So you repeat this, and I don't know how many colors you would want to use, but this is the method you are going to use for all the colors that you're going to use. And if you want to change a color and you want to see how I did, you can pause, go back to how I changed it, and make the same. So I'm going to make the same, and I'll meet you when I'm done. So this is it. So I'm going to get this up to here. So
I'll meet you when I'm done.
I'm done with my squares. I made a total of 70, 56 black squares and 14 multicolored. To begin, you are going to take your hip measurement and divide it by 2. So my hip measurement is 40 divided by 2, so I have 20. So 4 boxes makes 20 inches. So that is it right there. You are going to line up the medium squares exactly as I have, and you start stitching them together. So you pick one from up and down and you start stitching them, and you'd have to make sure you are stitching on the wrong side of your work. That is the side that would be inside, the side that will not be seen. If you have an easier way of stitching granny squares, you can let us know under the comment section below, but this is how I'm going to stitch mine. Make sure you are stitching the sides equally. This is how the right side look like. So you're going to use the same method to stitch your squares together. So you're going to stitch all the 4 squares together, and I'll meet you when you're done. I'm done with my stitches, and this is how it should be looking like if you followed my exact steps. When you are done, you're going to cut and fasten your yarn. So you're going to attach the extra square each at the size of the bottom lane, one at each side, and stitch it down exactly as I'm doing. Always remember to fasten your yarn when you cut it. You are going to repeat the exact thing on the other side. You are going to do your vertical stitch in between all the squares. You are going to repeat the exact thing and I'll meet you when you're done. This is how it looks like when you are done. You are going to repeat this same thing for the other side of the pant. So you would have something like this when you are done. You can pause the video here and make the other side, and let's continue when you are done. You can already see the shape of the trousers is forming, so we are going to stitch vertically from up to the bottom of the trouser. So I'm going to use the stitch marker to mark the middle of the trousers so I can get a straight stitch. So you can go ahead and do the same and stitch from up to the bottom of the wig. You are going to turn your wig and do the same thing as you did at the front. So here too, you are going to use your stitch mark to help you get straight stitches. you're going to stitch the bottom to get a perfect trouser shape. So you're going to stitch from that side to the other side. So do that and I'll meet you when you're done. You should be having something like this. We are now going to be working on one leg of the trouser. So don't cut off the thread because we are going to join it directly onto the other side of the trouser. So when you are done, don't cut off your thread. So the same way as we've been stitching, this is the same way you're going to go. So you have to stitch and make sure it's lying on the stitch equally because you don't want your work to be dirty. You want everything to be perfect, if not slightly perfect. So you stitch and I'll show you what to do. So don't worry about those strands. After that, we are going to cut all the work. But then when you're cutting, you make sure you don't cut and lose anything that you've already stitched. So this is what you should be having. And then you place the second square directly under the other. So what you're going to be doing is that if you pick a square, you place it directly under and stitch horizontally. So we are going to be stitching round. You can see this work requires a lot of stitching. After making your squares, 90% of the work is stitching, so you have to have time. Yes, you have to. I'm now going to attach my next square. So what I'm doing is I want all the multicolored square to be in one lane. So anytime I get to the multicolored square, I'm going to continue with multicolored till I'm done with the work, so it can all be on the same lane. So you're going to keep stitching around. This is what you should be having now after putting 3 stitches. So now you're going to turn your work. Don't cut off your thread. So you are going to place another 3. So you can see that from the front it was 1 multicolored and 2 black stitches. So now at the back you are going to put 3 black stitches because the colored is not at the back. So now you know every round takes 6 squares. Every round takes 6 squares, 5 black square and 1 multicolored square. And I'm going to do about 38 inches long, so I'll let you know how many squares I added to get the 36 inches. The 36 inches include the two we did already for the shawls, so it's included. So we are going to stitch the additional 2, and when we get to the end of the row, I'll show you something and we continue. we are at the end. We are getting to the end now, and this is what you should be having. So when you get here, you are going to stitch down so you can continue the second lane. So you're not going to cut off your thread. Stitch down. Yes, stitch the two together, the first where you began and the last. So you stitch those two together, and it takes you to the second lane to avoid cutting and making your work dirty. So now you are going to join the next square exactly as you did for the lane 1 or 3 or however you call it. So yeah, so this is how I'm going to line it up, and I'll do this the exact thing. But remember, anytime you get to the last part, don't cut off your thread. Stitch down, and continue the next lane. So continue building until you get your desired length. So mine is 36, so I'll let you know how many I added. So this is what it should be looking like. So you see where you stitch, this is how it's going to be looking like. That's the side of the trouser. You don't want it open, so keep doing that and keep building and keep adding more rows until you get your desired length. I'll let you know how many rows I did. So I added 5 rows plus the 2, making it 7, the shorts. So total is 7 rows including the first 2. So we are going to use the same method for the second leg, exactly how we did the first. So we are going to start attaching our squares. And just repeat the same thing, but I'm going to show you once again how I attached my squares from the beginning. So this is the first one, and when you're done, this is how it should be looking, and you add the second. So stitch together just like this, pull through and pull through. So just the exact step, and wherever you see the multicolored, you have to add, or the next square has to be multicolored. So just exactly as we did for the first, but in case you didn't see how I did it for the first, so that's the purpose of this. So you're going to attach and keep doing the same thing. When you're done with your last multicolored, you're going to turn over your work and keep repeating the squares, keep attaching the squares. Again, when you complete each row, don't cut off your thread, stitch down and continue your lane. So continue lane 2. So this is lane 1, so we are going to do 4 more, exactly as we did for the other leg. So we are going to repeat this 4 more, and I'll meet you when you're done. So you're going to add 2 more stitches, 2 more rows, sorry. So this is how the work looks like. I'm done adding the rows, 5 rows on each lane, and this is how it looks like. So now we are going to be doing the vertical stitches, the straight stitches. So we are going to stitch everything straight, and when we are done, we come to the waist. So this is how it looks like. So let's begin with the vertical stitches, and it's pretty much the same thing, just that you're going to make sure you're stitching it straight. So let's begin the vertical stitches, and you're going to stitch round all the places that has loose holes. So you stitch together. And always remember, anytime you cut your thread, make sure you fasten it. So I'm done with the vertical stitch. So now you cut off all the loose ends, all the threads. So when you're cutting, make sure you don't cut and spoil a work, so you have to be careful when you're cutting. So this is the wrong side of the work. So after cutting, you're going to turn to the right side of the work, or to where it will be showing, and cut. See if there's any thread for you to cut. You're going to turn your work. So this is the finishing part of the work. With the waist, I lost some footages, but I'm sure if I explain it to you, you would understand. So all you're going to do is to make 3 double crochet in one hole. In a hole, you chain 1, skip the next hole, make another 3 double crochet in the next hole, chain 1, skip 1 hole, make 3 double crochet in the next hole. So that is the pattern for it. 3 double crochet in a hole, chain 1, skip 1 hole, 3 double crochet in another hole. So when you get to the ending, so let's do that. I'll show you what to do at the end. So this is the end, and then you're going to slip stitch at the first hole, just where you start from. Like, it's the same thing as you were doing the squares. So when you get to the last one, you're going to slip stitch at the top of it and make 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip, and that is the pattern for the waist. So let's do this, and I'll meet you when you are done with this row. And then again, you're going to slip stitch and chain 3. So I made a total of 3. So this is my last chain. So you chain 1. This is my last row. So you chain 1 and cut your yarn. And what I did here is that I didn't want to cut the yarn, so I just sew it in. So this is what you should be having. So after this, you have to make a long chain and locate the middle and fix your chain on the waist, so you can be pulling it. So this is what you should be having. Thank you very much for watching my video. If this video was helpful, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and comment down below. Let me know what you think and what next I should do. Thank you.